Coming up on Hold All Tickets, it is a Magic Millions redo on the Gold Coast this Friday night. We're back in Melbourne, and Pegs, you aren't feeling too well.
No, terrible.
He does all the form at Flemington. I take you through the Gold Coast card, and I think there's a very special colt running around at Rose Hill this Saturday. You need to check it all out on Hold All Tickets right now. Hello and welcome to Hold All Tickets. It is Thursday, the 16th of January. I'm your host, Alex Donnelly, joined by a very weary, a very tired, and somehow still getting over the Magic Millions despite the races not being run, Xavier Pegum. Pegs?
What's up, Don Father?
Tell you what, mate, I'm in better shape than you. You have come in here looking like you haven't stopped drinking since we left the Gold Coast.
Well, that's the thing. I have, and I just feel terrible. I've just had some well-earned snooze this week, and I thought I got back on Sunday in tip-top shape. I had that really nice sleep on Saturday arvo, and it's just progressively gotten worse. I think I've got like what they call like the fresher flu.
Yeah.
From uni.
So to see what Xavier did get up to on the weekend at the Magic Millions, or even just leading up to that, go check out our, a mini YouTube series. Basically, it was like a little vlog that we did each and every day. It'll be on Instagram, it's on Twitter, it's on Facebook, it's on YouTube. Just go search at Punters. Now, no James Lamb this week. He's away somewhere again because he lives the greatest life ever.
He does that.
But before we get into it, we need to mention our sponsors at BoomBet. BoomBet, as said, great fixed odds, more value, and more boom moments. Sign up today and get in on the boom. Now, I did say check out our social media pages. They are at Punters on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and X. So please subscribe on YouTube, leave us a rating and review on your Apple Podcasts and Spotifys. And also, if you're not following us, why aren't you following us? You should on social media. Now, we go to the self-trumpeters, Peaks.
Yeah.
Very low week because Magic Millions was called off. Now, we could give out about 1 million votes for, the running up of prices and things like that across the Magic Millions.
What about a few votes of like people being like, oh, I knew this was going to happen, like of the whole track being
Nah, it's just people being knobs. So
Yeah,
we can skip on that. So we just have one, which Lamby sent through. So thanks to Lamby on this, where it's from Jed at Drexel76 on X. Nick Quinn tweeted out a thing about a dog winning at Richmond a couple of days ago, and it won 200 to 1 or something.
Oh, yeah.
And then Jed has just replied to Quinny, I found one on Wednesday night, tipped it to the boys, paid $114, swerve at Rockhampton. Now, Lammy's gone through his page and has found absolutely nothing there. So, Jed, you're going to get 3 votes for that. I'm just making those votes up on the spot, but you're getting 3 because if you've tipped $114 shot to all of the boys, I can guarantee you with the pools at Rockhampton, it would not pay $114.
Yeah.
Just a bit of logic there. All right, so that's the self-trumpet of the week. That's all there is. The leaderboard currently, Miles Fitzner on 20 votes. The Hawk, Andrew Hawkins, on 12.
We're not refreshed.
We go to the season. So we run financial year to financial year here.
Yeah. No, makes sense.
Yep.
I thought we crowned Miles.
No. So he was the leader at the halfway stage when we hit the new year.
I like it.
And you're third on 11 votes.
I'm still a chance.
Yeah, you got a sneaky vote last week.
Can I give myself a vote?
No.
Oh.
No.
I text the group chat saying I got upgraded in the hotel.
No, you got a vote for that last week.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Watching your own product there. All right, let's get into the review of last week. There's not really too much to review because, we got washed out at the Gold Coast. Our horses hadn't run yet, so
no
ticks all around. But let's get to Lamby. His best bet was New York Luster. Got the job done, was backed into $1.60. J card down the straight, too good. His next best was Samuel Langhorn. It was scratch, so no dice there, but claim it as a win. You didn't lose. And the value, my brother's keeper, race 7, number 11. It should have pissed him. That was brutal. I think that's why Lamby's got this week off.
No, fair enough.
Yeah.
I'd take some leave to get over that.
Yep. All right, before we get into the tips for this weekend, we do need to mention that Thoroughbred Sales is the #1 online horse platform for owners looking to buy a racehorse with over 130 trainers and syndicators to choose from. Horses will also be eligible to run in their new $4 million race series with over 400 races having a bonus. So check out Thoroughbred Sales for all of that. All right, let's get into the tips for this week. BoomBet, their boom odds offer this week.
Snitz over.
They're going back to Snitz over again, but they're like, you know what? We're going to give it to you the place. So if you want the Boom Odds special, race, the Magic Millions Guineas on Friday night. So the Gold Coast are running the Magic Millions races on Friday night, the Guineas. Boom Odds the place for Snitz and over. Of course, T's and C's apply, gamble responsibly, but great fixed odds, more value and more boom moments. Get in on the boom.
What are they giving on the place?
Haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
So that they bring that up on race day. So
awesome.
It's a race day special.
Awesome.
All right, let's get to Flemington, mate, where you're playing. A bit of rain around here in beautiful Melbourne at the moment. Track currently a good 4 as of this morning. Rails out 9 metres, so maybe on speed.
Yeah, it could be. It'd be interesting. There's a lot of Flemington straight action happening this Saturday, which I've actually come to enjoy a bit more. I'm usually, as you know, a bit more of a staying and middle distance man, but that's where, talking about the Flemington straights, where my best bet of the day comes in race 4, number 5, Semangu from the Graham Begg stable. She's 3 from 3 this prep, and we'll look to make that 4 this Saturday. Funnily enough, Craig Williams.
William, huh?
William, I know. Willow hops on board instead of Geordie Childs, who's been on this mare for 4 of the starts. 5th start, it's Craig Williams got the call up. So well done, Willow. I've got no doubt this is a mare that we're going to slowly see hit black type as she progresses this year. But no, she's been fantastic, and she's certainly odds-on favourite in that race.
G-Beg does know what he's doing when he gets his hands on a good filly, that's for sure. Now a mare. Written by knows a bit about written buyers, of course. All right, let's get to your next best. Comes up in race number 5.
Yeah, race 5, number 6, Zoo Purring, heading down the Flemington Straight. Another Flemington Straight tip, following a decent crack first up at Cranbourne, heads into town with the same trip and grade, and is every chance, for better or for worse. He's always eager in that last furlong, and the question mark will be around whether he's able to hold on there, but the odds are very enticing.
Yeah, I don't mind that. $8.70 and $2.80 with Boom Bet at the moment. So an each way special as your next best. And your value bet of the day comes up in a race 8. You're with a horse who's much maligned.
Yeah.
He's been a winner in recent times.
Yeah, that win at Moonee Valley. Don't know how, but got there in the end. Race 8, number 2, Banker's Choice. Let's forget about this whole prep.
He won a race.
Yeah, he's had a tough prep, hasn't he? And he came out of absolute nowhere to win last start at Moonee Valley. I think it was around the $30 marks. Unbelievable. But he's been, throughout his career, he's been super competitive over black type in the past, and the double figure odds entice me, and I'll be having a crack.
I don't mind it. All right, so I'm taking care of Gold Coast because we do have the Magic Millions meeting. It is on Friday night, so my tips are coming up there. I'll also have a best bet for you at Rosehill after this. But, of course, the main race of the weekend is the 2-year-old classic, the Magic Millions, on Friday night. 7:03 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, so check out Channel 7, Sky Channel, wherever else you watch your races, because it'll be on. I'm still sticking with Invincible Woman.
Yep.
I'm loving the fact that the track is drying out because I think she had absolutely no chance on the super wet track on Saturday afternoon. Hopefully, we don't get a one-lane highway like we had for certain parts on Saturday for those first 3 races. So hopefully the track's a bit more even, but I'm still pretty keen on this mare. And she's drifted out a little bit. She's not favourite anymore. She's currently $6.10 and $2.55 with Boom Bet, as Memo is into your favourite currently at $5.40, but sticking with Invincible Woman. My best bet, I'm sticking with the one I had last week, comes up in race number 1 now. It is the sub-0 over 2,200 metres with Belvedere Boys for Shin and Matthew Dunn. Basically, we could just replay what I said last week when we were at the Gold Coast, but stepped up in distance this time in 2,000 metres and 2,100 metres for dominant wins. I don't think the soft track going to bother him whatsoever. By Maurice, he's shown in his last 2 starts that he can just take a little sit in behind the speed. He's got a good turn of foot. I think he's a horse on the way up. And as I said last week, a lot of these horses have just been running around against each other for a while now, whereas I think this is a horse with plenty of ability who's on the way up, so I'm happy to take the $3.35. Next best comes up in race number 3. It is the Magic Millions Snippets, and we're with Samana for D-Lane Kieran Ma. Barrier 4 here for this mare. Look, she's got a pretty decent first up record. 4 goes at the distance for 2 wins and a couple of placings, and she's a winner at the track before. Look, I would have preferred her to run over 1,300 or 1,400 metres, but I think there's good enough speed engaged here for just to be in behind the speed. I think D-Lane will take use of the gate here. And she does look to be, given they had the choice of 3 races on this card and they've chosen this, I'm just backing in that this is the one that they've absolutely set her for. And with Barrier 4, she looks absolutely set to go. Value bet comes up in race number 4. It is the Magic Millions Cup over 1,400 metres. Going with one down the bottom here, number 18, West of Africa, has been backed overnight. Is into $9.60 and $3.25 for Schiller and Nisham. It was $12 when I was doing the form yesterday. Look, finished home near Yorkshire last start, and Yorkshire then obviously has come out and absolutely bolted up at Wyong in the Saturday meeting since. So the format of that race is quite good. Accredited was also in that race. He's won again since. So look, if we weren't getting Barrier 22, I think we'd be getting a much better price here. You're just banking on Tyler Schiller being able to get in that 3-wide line with cover. If he can, I think he can finish over the top of them. This is a very even race, and I think there's plenty of speed in it.
Does he tend to jump well?
He'll go back.
Yeah,
he'll go back. Let's go to Saturday. Well, so Rose Hill, the races are meant to be on there at the moment, but if you saw it across social media overnight on Wednesday, it was raining absolute cats and dogs there. It was raining sideways.
Yeah.
The lightning was everywhere.
Is that rain going to slowly make its way down to Melbourne? Well, I feel like it already,
I think it's just raining everywhere at the moment.
Yeah.
Look, my best bet does come up in race number 1. We're on a true rail at Rose Hill. The track in a heavy 8 at the moment. So, look, I'm not sure what's going to happen over the next few days. There is rain predicted, so wouldn't be shocked if this horse is scratched because I'm with the crack colt who I think could be Golden Slipper favourite if he comes out and wins on Saturday. That's number 6, Woodardton for Chris Waller, J-Mac, and, of course, the Coolmore team by Wootton Bassett. We saw them last week selling like absolute hotcakes. Barrier 7 for this horse. He's had 2 trials. Won this time in, and he's dead set jogged around in both. And this is a horse with immense quality, so much so that he's already $15 for the Golden Slipper. You're getting $1.82 at the moment with Boom Bet. Look, I think he's a really nice colt, and as I said, I think he'll be Golden Slipper favourite if he runs on Saturday and if he wins.
That pedigree will most certainly come in hand with that wet track.
Yeah, by Wootton Bassett out of Exceed and Excel, mate. You don't think the wet track would be an issue, but it wouldn't shock me if Waller scratches him and maybe saves him for next week or the week after, just because you want to get them up and going on a good track. So
he can scratch them.
If they have a bad experience on day 1, you know what Chris is like. So, I'm really keen on this colt, but I'm still not sure if those races will be on. But anyway, Pegs, that's the tips for this weekend. Of course, brought to you by Boom Bet. Great fixed odds at more value and more boom moments. Get in on the boom.
Boom.
Now, let's get to the yays or nays this week.
Let's do it.
So, we just mentioned I think we're going to see the Golden Slipper winner this weekend.
Yeah.
Have we seen this year's Blue Diamond winner as of yet? Because at the moment, I think the Victorian 2-year-olds have been pretty lax.
Yeah, I'd tend to agree.
Going to give me anything else? Going to elaborate? You've had all night to work on this. You're just like, nah, haven't seen it yet.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Given all the rain and all the drama that we had last week, should the Magic Millions have been pushed back a week with everything that was going on around it?
It's pretty hard to predict at the end of the day. I hate to sound like Barnaby Joyce, but you've seen that video where he's just like
anything
filming
that
himself.
Barnaby does, I tend to not watch.
He has a video of himself just in the paddock, and he's like, "What we got to rely on is what the big fella upstairs does. And we don't know." So
God isn't real. So
that's all opinion anyway. But at the end of the day, it's hard to predict.
Yeah, but we also had that dodgy patch that they ran over as well, and it did bucket down.
It did bucket down, but at the end of the day, what do they got? They got a bunch of jockeys and horses out there, and
I was on board with racing them. Everyone's move it to Eagle Farm. Eagle Farm didn't even race on Saturday. It was that wet.
And it's a really tough one. Like, it's a position I personally, like as an administrator, wouldn't want to be in, especially given the fact that the whole race day revolves around what is pretty much the biggest sale of the year. It's, don't get me wrong, Queensland racing's fantastic, but how often are you getting the international likes of like as in, obviously you're getting
all the international owners and syndicators.
But like as in your MV Magnies are coming over and things like that, and then your other international agents. Last year Sheikh Fahad from Qatar Racing was there. Like, this is their grand final day. So to just simplistically say, they should have done this, it's just there's so much other variables that come to play.
Oh, I'm on board. I reckon they should have run, because if it doesn't rain, they look like absolute muppets.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, we've got to be conscious of safety of the horse, safety of jockeys and things like that. And yeah, it's a tough one. I think at the end of the day, no matter what decision would have been made, it was going to be scrutinised either way. And
finally, this did the rounds on social media yesterday. Is Ben Scarf good for racing, yay or nay?
I want to hear what you got to say first.
No, I asked you first, mate.
Okay, fair enough. I don't mind Benny Scarf, to be honest. Like, I think I think he brings a new audience into racing, which is good. I think it's what racing needs. At the same time, I actually remember having this.
But are these people watching, or are they investing? Are they just watching him, wanting to see him lose?
No, but that's the thing that I actually really don't understand, is like, people just get off on the fact of him losing. Like, it's just such a weird obsession that that people have in like guys who are having a massive crack on the punt, and they're like, how good he lost today. Like, it's just like such a sad way of living your life. But I've actually had this discussion with Gilbert Gardner, and because like I like he brings like a sort of a fresher face to racing, a younger face. But one of the things that he actually brought up, which I do tend to agree with, is that when we're having a lot of pushback and a lot of anti-gambling stuff going on at the moment, he's not creating a great example when he's like, giving content of him blowing 10 grand on a horse
and then having 1,000 on Steve Smith to score a century last night.
But like for me, for instance, like, I don't know, the money to put 10 grand on a race, and I bet within my limits, but maybe is there someone else does that encourage other people to sort of put the house and everything? That's another conversation. But yeah, I don't think he's the worst thing to happen to racing. I think he brings in a new audience. He also makes different content. I find racing content these days is so repetitive and so boring. So to have something new and fresh come in, honestly, I have a laugh as well. I laugh at his content. I find it funny. So yeah, I think there's a lot of things. Is he going to be amazing for racing? Maybe not. Is he terrible for racing? I don't think so.
I think he is to racing what fitness influencers who peddle skinny teas and D-bloat drinks are for the fitness industry. I think he's an absolute grifter.
That's right.
And he's taken the first dollar that's come his way because he gets money from affiliate links, and he's doing it to push that because you see him promoting his affiliate links all the time. I think he's a grifter.
That's all right. You're allowed that opinion.
Anyway, on that sour note or great note, we'll wrap up this week. Hopefully Lambie's back next week. I think he's back next week. One of us might be away. I'm not too sure at the moment.
Knowing my leave situation, I don't think so.
Yeah, actually, you got told to take leave as well, and I think I'm not off till I don't know. There is a week I'm away, but it's like a Friday I've taken
I could
off,
do a live cross in New Zealand when I'm over there.
Trumpeting you going to New Zealand. Okay, that's nice. And anyway, we'll note that for next week. But of course,
2 votes, please, Lamby.
Thank you to our sponsors at Boombert. Great fixed odds, more value, and get in on the boom. Of course, make sure you get to Punters across all the social media platforms where you can see all the fun stuff that we're getting up to on social media, as well as the website punters.com.au. You can see all the written write-ups that the boys have got for this weekend, as well as all the editorial work that they do throughout the week. Thank you, Pegs.
Thank you. It's a good episode, though.
Now, shout out to the Not Homie crew behind the screen, because Homie has left us here on Hold All Tickets. We have a new crack team behind the screen. Gerald will be back next week for us as well. I miss Geraldo. What a man.
Poor Gerald.
He's going to deal with us. That absolutely sucks.
No, just the amount of work he's got to do, the poor guy.
Yeah, let's not mention that to him. Hopefully he's not watching this right now and he's enjoying his well-earned break. But we will catch you next week on Hold All Tickets.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.